welcome to another edition of Attack Wrap, joined by two defensemen of the Owen Sound Attack. We have Sam Sedley and overage defenseman Nolan. Guys, thanks for taking the time. It's a busy time of the year. Thanks for joining me. We have a lot to go over. We have some performers of the month to go over, but let's start with the OHL's Player of the Week. Another defenseman, Christian Kyrou of the Sarnia Sting, is the Coach Co OHL Player of the Week, recording 2 goals, 5 assists, and 7 points in 3 games, along with a plus-minus rating of +6. Kyrou started his week off strong Wednesday, recording an assist along with the shootout game winner as the Sting defeated the Sioux Greyhounds 4-3. He found the score sheet again on Friday, recording 3 helpers as well as the Sarnia beat London 6-1 at home. Kyrou helped close the Sting out a perfect weekend on Sunday, scoring the game winner late in the third period to finish with 2 goals and assists and first star honors in a 9-6 win over Windsor. Winnipeg Jets prospect Dom DiVincentis of the North Bay Battalion is the OHL goaltender of the week with 2 wins, including a shutout, a goals against average of 1, and a save percentage of .972. DiVincentis backstopped the battalion in back-to-back victories last week, starting with a 23-save effort in Thursday's 5-2 win over Sunday. The win was his 31st of the season, pushing him ahead of Jake Smith's previously established single-season franchise wins from 2015 to 16. DiVincentis was back in the crease on Friday in Mississauga, stopping all 46 shots he faced during his 3rd career shutout as North Bay blanked the Steelheads 3-0. For the 2nd straight week, Colby Barlow takes home Attack Player of the Week honors, this time with a 4-point weekend. Friday, Barlow recorded 2 goals versus Hamilton. He continued the weekend with a goal and an assist Sunday versus Barrie. Let's now take a look at the OHL standings, starting with the Western Conference. The London Knights are first in the West and have clinched the Midwest Division with Owen Sound's loss yesterday. The Windsor Spitfires are second in the conference, trailing the Knights by 2 points. London does have 1 game in hand. The Sarnia Sting sit third, 8 points ahead of the Saginaw Spirit. Guelph is fifth, 2 points ahead of Owen Sound and Flint. The Attack have 2 games in hand on Saginaw, Guelph, and Flint. The Kitchener Rangers are 8th, 3 points behind Owen Sound and Flint. Kitchener have 2 games in hand on the Flint Firebirds. The Sioux Greyhounds are 9 points behind Kitchener, while Erie is last with 46 points. To the Eastern Conference, the Ottawa 67s, they've led the way all year as they're on their way to clinch the top spot in the conference. The North Bay Battalion are second, 3 points ahead of Barrie for the division lead. Both teams have 8 games remaining. The Peterborough Petes are fourth, 1 point ahead of Hamilton. Mississauga is 6th with 62 points, 2 ahead of the Sudbury Wolves. Oshawa will visit the Bayshore Saturday. They hold the final playoff spot, currently 3 points ahead of Kingston, who've dropped 10 straight games. The Ice Dogs remain last in the league with 31 points. To the top 10 in league scoring, Matthew Maggio holds an 8-point lead over Ty Voigt for tops in the OHL. Amadeus Lombardi has 20 points in his last 10, climbing to 3rd in league scoring. Stasa Pashajov and Matvey Petrov are tied for 4th, both of them just 1 point ahead of Logan Morrison of the Ottawa 67s. Evan Vierling had a 5-point afternoon yesterday against Owen Sound. He's now 7th in league scoring, 1 point ahead of Tucker Robertson. There are now 3 players tied for 8th, Francesco Pinelli, Pavel Minchikov, and Matthew Poitras, all with 78 points. To Owen Sound's top 10, Colby Barlow continues to lead with 75 points, 13 ahead of Cedric Guindon. Denny Gore is 3rd with 57 points. He scored the game-winning goal Friday versus Hamilton. Sam Sedley is 4th in team scoring, 2 points ahead of Ethan Burrows and Servac Petrovsky. Servac Petrovsky has 49 career goals and 99 career points, hoping to break a milestone this week. Caleb Lawrence is 7th, 4 points ahead of Matthew Pappas. Landon Hookey recently played in his 100th OHL game this weekend. He's got 29 points, 1 ahead of Nolan Seed. Let's now take a look at the performers of the month for February. New York Islanders prospect Matthew Maggio of the Windsor Spitfires is the OHL Player of the Month for February, producing 11 goals, 15 assists, and 26 points in 12 games, along with a plus-minus rating of +12. Maggio guided his team to a February mark of 9-2-1-0, registering points in 9 of his 12 outings, 7 of those yielding multiple points. LA Kings prospect Brant Clark of the Barrie Colts is the OHL Defenseman of the Month for the 2nd straight month, recording 2 goals, 17 assists for 19 points in 13 games, along with a plus-minus rating of +12. Clark helped the Colts play to a February record of 9-2-2-0, finishing the month with 4 consecutive victories. His month included points in 10 of his 13 contests, including 8 multi-point showings. Draft-eligible Ottawa 67's netminder Colin McKenzie is the OHL goalie of the month for February, playing to a record of 4-0-1-0 with a 1.45 goals against average and a .950 save percentage over 6 games. He becomes the first 67's netminder to earn OHL goalie of the month honors since Cedric Andre, who last did so back in January of 2019. And finally, Sudbury Wolves netminder Nate Krawchuk is the OHL Rookie of the Month for February, playing to a 5-1, 1-0 record with a 2.5 goals against average and a .912 save percentage with 1 shutout. Krawchuk made 197 saves in February, winning 5 of his 8 outings for the Sudbury Wolves. That was a lot to go over, but now let's get back into the show with the 2 defensemen of the Owen Sound Attack, Sam Sedley and Nolan Seed. Nolan, first off, we're quickly approaching the end of the regular season. Have you just started to reflect on your time in the OHL?
Ooh, hard hitter early on. Obviously, it's been a long time, and I had guys like telling me that I was going to go by fast, and with the COVID year, it definitely went by even quicker. And I'm just trying to soak it all in and make the most of it, and hopefully we go on a deep run to playoffs.
I'd agree with you there. When you reflect on your time in Owen Sound, is there a friendship or two that really sticks out to you?
I was lucky in my 5 years here to be a part of, a lot of really good teams, and, a lot of really good friendships and a lot of really good memories. And Sam's obviously a good buddy of mine, sitting beside me, and but a lot of memories, a lot of really good people that I've met on the way. So I'm just really happy that I've been here all 5 years.
Sam, you've had an exceptional season this year, finding yourself in top 10 in D-man scoring. Overall, are you happy with your play so far this year?
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice producing points. I think I really try to dial in on my defensive game a little more this year, and it's starting to pay off offensively. And passing the puck to guys like Colby Barlow and Denny Gore gets pretty easy time.
Can't go wrong there. Nolan, earlier we looked at the team's top 10 in scoring. You lead the team in plus-minus, a career high of plus-19, and similar to what Sam just said, is really dialing in the defensive zone, what you focused on for your OA year?
Yeah, I think, as the years go on, you kind of learn, little things that you can kind of do to, help your team keep the puck out of the net. And, I've been with Jordan Hill as our defensive coach all 5 years, and, he's really helped me out on that side of the puck. And, I think it's just maturing too. That's helped me out this year.
Sam, what's not shown in the team's top 10 in scoring is the fact you lead the team with 15 power play assists. What's going to be the key to success come playoff time for the Owen Sound Attack on the man advantage?
Yeah, definitely. Puck movement's our biggest thing, I think. Not overhandling the puck, moving pucks quick. I think as we keep going along with the same power play units, we're getting more confident. It's getting fun every time we get a power play. Our power play is starting to come along here, so I'm excited.
Now, both of you guys have set a career high in points this season. Nolan, yourself with 27, Sam with 47, and we're playing the quiz later, so keep those numbers in mind. Did you guys have a point total in mind you wanted to hit at the beginning of the year?
For me, no, not really. I just came in and tried to have the biggest impact I possibly could, and just took on a bigger role in the room and off the ice, and just hoping that the team, wins more games and we can take a deep run, because I haven't really done that yet here.
Yeah, it's the same as me. I think you always want to try to get more points than the year before, of course, but I think just trying to play as a team and get as far as you can in playoffs.
Now, Nolan, recently you played in your 200th OHL game. You mentioned the summer of your year being cut down due to COVID. What's that milestone really mean to you, especially with having some of those seasons cut short?
Yeah, it means a lot. Obviously if COVID wasn't a factor, and I dealt with a lot of really bad injuries last year, but just obviously a good feeling, and proud to play in the OHL this long, and it was a dream of probably all of ours to kind of play in this league, so I don't know, it's just a proud moment, I guess.
The year's winding down. There's only 10 games left in the regular season. You don't have to reveal maybe a school or two, but what's the future hold for Nolan Seed come the end of this year? Are you looking, obviously hoping for a pro contract, but have there been talks there either with the school or maybe an NHL team getting you a pro contract?
Yeah, obviously the goal is always to, push the envelope and continue playing as long as I can. And, if pro contract's in the cards at the end of the year, then obviously I'll, kind of try and go down that path. But if not, I'm lucky that I have a pretty good school package to use, and I'll be happy to do that as well.
The Owen Sound Attack had a very busy weekend this past weekend, playing a 3-3. Let's start off by taking a look at Friday's highlights versus the Hamilton Bulldogs.
He's been back to the line. Madden Steen drive and score. Madden-Steen's going to have his third of the season. A nice rotation off the right wing side. Steen through the crowd, and it finds its way in. 1-0 Owen Sound.
Well, like I've always said,
Sedley from the middle of the line. Barlow's one-timer, and there's that deadly shot. Barlow rips it home. The Attack have a 2-0 lead with the power play goal. It's 42 on the year for the gifted sniper. Whacked at by Nelson, rolled towards the line. Tersini kept it on. Pappas, backdoor, scores. Denny Gore lifts it over the sprawling pad of Malbuff, and it's 3-0 for the Attack. Barlow accelerates at Okitundu into the right circle. His shot, how did that sneak through? Colby Barlow with the look-off snapshot. 4-0 Attack. Crosses middle. Jordan, his shot, blocked by Lucas Moore. Chaff, oh, are you joking? You got to call that shot on a billiards table. Thomas Chaff. To the top is Lucas Moore. To the left side for Nick Lardis. Back to Moore. Moore for Panwar's one-timer, and he scores. Sahil Panwar. He loves that spot on the power play, and Panwar rockets home his 24th of the year. Tosses again, looking for a tip. Panwar out front for Lardis, who's falling, and waved it towards goal. Brown back in front to Panwar, and he's got two. Sahil Panwar not giving up here in the third. That's his 25th of the season.
The Owen Sound Attack start off their weekend a 5-2 win over the Hamilton Bulldogs. Guys, we saw it in the highlight pack there on Colby Barlow's second goal. He outmuscles former teammate Cedricson Okitundu. We always mention the season's winding down and you're going up against some of your former teammates. Did you guys have a good chance to catch up with Oki either before or after the game there?
Yeah, I talked to him a bit after the game, and obviously he's a great kid, and all the guys have nothing but good things to say about him. And that game was definitely a weird game to play in with, not a lot of fans. The atmosphere wasn't the best, but it was definitely good to come out with the 2 points.
Forgot about that. It was really bad snowstorm Friday. You guys make it home okay? And if so, what sign?
Yeah, I think we added on maybe an extra hour and a half or so, but there was definitely a lot of cars in the ditch. It wasn't a pleasant ride home.
Now looking back at the game, Madden-Steen opens the scoring. Thomas Chafe scores the team's last goal. You guys get some secondary scoring, which is huge for you guys at this time of the year.
Yeah, exactly. Anytime you can get some, like you said, secondary scoring, to help the guys, who usually carry the load, that's obviously huge. And it was nice to see Steener and Schaefer get a couple good bounces, but obviously really good to get some secondary scoring, especially come playoff time. That'll be a huge help.
Sam, I'm curious, you guys opened the scoring in the first period and then a 4-goal outburst in the second period. What was the coach's message after the first intermission there?
Yeah, I think it was just stick to our same structure. I think we knew that we were dominating them in the first period, and if we kept to our same structure, it would have been our game to take home. So that's basically what happened. Yeah.
You guys limit the Bulldogs to 22 shots, Nick making 20 saves. Especially you mentioned Jordan Hill being the defensive coach, and even in general, the coaching staff must have been happy with your guys' defensive efforts throughout that game.
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, it was just a weird game, and a bunch of us were saying after the game, just the lack of atmosphere definitely kind of threw us off a bit. But we stayed with it and took home the 2 points, which is all that really matters.
Now for the both of you guys, it's a 68-game season, and March is starting to wind down here. How do you guys maintain focusing on the regular season and not trying to get too far ahead of yourselves thinking playoff time?
Yeah, I mean, this year in the West, it's a battle. Everyone's so close. So, I mean, it's pretty easy to bear down the rest of the regular season when these games mean so much. And, yeah, I think we just got to – I mean, these games are basically playoff games now for us. So.
For yourself, Nolan, how do you maintain focus on the regular season so far?
I think just, going off what Sam said, another good thing for us is, just getting away from the rink on off days. And, we go to Yummy Yummy all the time. It's our spot. So I think Yummy Yummy Sushi is
it's a pad.
It's a great
Quick
spot.
shout out.
Yeah, it's a quick plug. No free shout out. So.
You mentioned working alongside Jordan Hill. I just wanted to ask for the both of you guys, working alongside Jordan, he's got that pro experience. What has he meant to the both of you now? Sam, you're in your 4th year, and of course Nolan in OA season. What's he meant to the both of you for your time in Owen Sound?
Yeah, I mean, he's probably one of, if not the best coaches I've ever had. He's very knowledgeable, especially defensively, but even offensively. Like, he's took over our power play at the end of the year, and he really, how do I say this? He really treasures his craft, I'm gonna say, and really does his homework on what works and what doesn't work. So, I mean, I got nothing but good things to say about Jordan.
Yeah, for Hilly, it's just he loves what he does so much, and he puts so much time and effort into us, and you know, we always have a really good time with him. You know, Seds and I have obviously been there with him for quite a while now, and you know, we always, you know, have fun with him, and but when it's time to work, you know, we obviously go to work, and you know, we always keep it light, obviously, but you know, I like Hilly just because, you know, there's that healthy balance, and you know, we're always having a good time, but we're always you know, getting work done for sure.
Whether you guys are picking his brain about something fun or even some serious stuff, what are some of the conversations you have? Of course, Greg Walters, pro experience as well, and Sean Teagle's got a ton of history in hockey as well. What are some of those conversations you have, maybe even getting pointers from your coaches, whether it's on the bus or come practice time for you guys?
Yeah, I think this year I've really worked with Teeks. He knows a lot about shooting, so I've been working with him on my shot. Sorry. And Wally, I try to pick the good things he says out of his brain, but he always likes to remind me that he had 80 points in this league and all that. So
90 actually.
90. Sorry, Greg. 90. So, you know, there is good things that come out of his mouth too.
Not just the penalty minutes.
Yeah.
For yourself, Nolan, what are you asking some of those guys?
You know, obviously just the three of them. You know, they feed and work so well together, and you know, we're really lucky to have three coaches like that who really care about us. And you know, like Sam said with Teeks, he knows a lot about his shooting, and you know, he's worked with bars, you know, pretty much his whole life on his shot, and you know, so both of us has kind of, you know, gone to him quite a bit this year, just trying to work on our shot a bit, and you know, it's really helped. But we're just really lucky to have Wally, Hilly, and Teeks, and they all put so much time and effort into us, and they always really care about us. So it's really easy to play for the guys like that.
Now, come quiz time, we're going to talk about some specific career game numbers, but both experienced vets in the Ontario Hockey League. Of course, the OHL draft's coming up. What would be some advice you would give to an upcoming rookie entering the Ontario Hockey League?
Sure. I don't know. I think just advice for any kid coming into the OHL. You know, one is it really just doesn't matter where you're drafted. You know, getting drafted, and it's kind of like throwing darts at that age. You're so young, and you know, nobody's, you know, fully developed and all that stuff. So it really doesn't matter where you're drafted, and even if you're not, you're seeing you know, a lot of guys have success. You know, through that U18 draft or whatever. I got a buddy, Gavin White, who just signed in Dallas, and he wasn't drafted originally as a 16-year-old. So obviously it's a good feeling to be drafted, but you know, it's about the work you put in after, and you know, all the other variables. So just not worrying about that, I think.
Now, you guys have gone up against a ton of great Ontario Hockey League players in your time in the OHL. Who would you say is maybe one or two players that's the toughest to defend that you've come up against in the Ontario Hockey League?
Guy that just made his NHL debut, I'm going to say Luke Evangelista. He's definitely crafty with the puck. Another guy, Stranges, he's got my number. But even in my first year, Tomasino really stuck out to me. He was very skilled with the puck, hard to defend.
Yeah, for me, probably my first year, obviously probably me just because being a younger guy. But Morgan Frost was pretty elite. You know, really good puck skills, and good on his edges, and then another one I always say is Owen Tippett, just because he's kind of it's like if you're going to build a hockey player in a lab, kind of be him. He's just really fast, you know, big body, really good shot, good hands. So he's kind of got it all.
So if you make the NHL, you don't want to go up against the Philadelphia Flyers, is what you're telling me.
Well, I'd probably not want to play like McDavid. That probably wouldn't.
I was
be
just
fun.
thinking Tippett's with the Flyers.
He is,
him
yeah,
and
but I think
Morgan Frost.
McDavid's just pretty good.
Yeah. He's okay. We've had just comes to mind. I can't remember who it was last year. The bench start and cut. Someone cut McDavid.
That's just crazy. I think they should be just.
I'm
It's
gonna
probably Lawrence.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go back to that and watch one of last year's episodes.
That's
Anyways,
just crazy.
the Owen Sound Attack continued their 3-3 weekend, a home matchup on a Saturday night against Kitchener Rangers. Let's take a look at the highlights.
That flip-in actually went off of Sam Sedley's heel and him right to our Curry, who made the play. Now Denny Gore up the middle, intercepted our Curry, a shot wide side of the net, they score! Reed Valad at the side of the goal will chip it home, and it's the Rangers who go up 1-0. Hookie drags it down low, cycles back to Pappas. Penalty is over. Pappas fans on it. Arcuri is open, and he's got a breakaway out of the penalty box. Francesco Arcuri, he scores! Out of the box to the back of the net. Arcuri makes it 2-0. In, Gore off the glass and out. Burrows will chase after it shorthanded. Here's Ethan Burrows cutting to the goal. Burrows along the ice, and it's stopped by Costantini. What a save there, just along the ice. Rangers in the driver's seat, up by a pair. We'll see if they keep their foot on the gas or just try to take this lead right to the finish line. One-timer Pinelli, and that would say they're not going to coast. There was a hard shot to the net that George denied. Back to the blue line, Andonovski, fans on it, and here's an opportunity now for Ethan Burrows. Burrows banks it off the boards for Servac Petrovsky. On his backhand save, made rebound, and Burrows, he was tied up by Motu. Brustevich waits. Brustevich's pass off of a stick. Owen Sound pops it out, and they could have a breakaway now. It's Servac Petrovsky on it. Petrovsky, Terracini, the shot, save Costantini. Terracini behind the net, trying to stay on his skates. And Danny Shilkin tries to clear, but he passed it right to Matthew Pappas. Pappas knocks him down. Hookie on the backhand, save Costantini. Big time stop once again from Marco Costantini, who's been perfect tonight. Over to the boards, Brusevich turns, passes it up ahead. Machar for Sop. Sop goes wide, chance at the empty cage, and he'll score. Matthew Sop with the empty netter will make it 3-0 with 2.5 minutes to go. Despite out shooting the Rangers 34-20, Owen Sound unable to get anything going offensively, and they'll get
The Owen Sound Attack shutout at home Saturday evening against Kitchener Rangers. Guys, we have to talk about it off the start. How heartbroken were you guys for Antonio Terracini? He gets his first career goal. It's not shown in the highlight pack there early on in the first period, and it gets waved off due to goalie interference.
Just horrible. You know, he's had a lot of great A's this year, and you know, it's not a lack of trying. He works really hard, and you know, he's a great kid, and that's why we were all kind of, you know, really bummed for him. But you know, I have all the faith in the world that he'll be getting one before the end of the season. You know, he's been playing some really good hockey as of late, and he's been a huge piece for us stepping up and challenging guys up in the lineup. And you know, I'm really like happy but bummed for him at the same time, because you know, you could just tell in his celebration how happy he was, and to see it called back is just, you know, just tough to see for sure.
I want to mention Ben Cormier as well, getting a chance to play up in the lineup, and Braden Rogers finding some games as well. Have you guys found that throughout the year that those two, you mentioned Antonio of course as well, they're just getting more comfortable and more accustomed to the Ontario Hockey League now?
Yeah, I think so. 100%. I think it's bound to happen. The more you play, the more confidence you're going to have, and I think especially Corms, you know, getting some ice time with our higher skilled players, with all the guys out of our lineup recently, has really helped his game out, finding himself on the power play, getting confidence like that. And Raj being in the lineup for a bunch of games now, I think you can see it in his game. He's more confident with the puck. You're going to start seeing things that he can do in the league too.
Shots 34-20 in favor of the Owen Sound Attacks, and once again just limiting teams to just 20 shots on goal. Was this one that really started to feel like a playoff game to you guys?
Yeah, for sure. You know, any game that you can, you know, limit a team to only 20 shots is, you know, you're doing a good job defensively. But you know, at the end of the game, you can't win games scoring 0 goals. So, You know, with the amount of skill we have in our lineup, that's obviously something that, you know, needs to change, and you know, we're obviously working to do that. But yeah, like I said, we're going to need to be scoring more goals than 0 to be winning games for sure. So just got to, you know, bury down on chances, and you know, hopefully a couple will go in, and we'll get some confidence going.
You mentioned the skill in your lineup. How about the skill of a 16-year-old netminder in Carter George starting Saturday night? A few one-time opportunities from Francesco Pinelli, of course, our Curry Beats, and those are some top caliber guys that will go on to play professional careers. I want to ask you, though, as two defensemen, and he's only 16 years old, and he's playing the puck so well already, and it's just a young OHL career for Carter George. How much of a help is he to the both of you being defensemen, helping breaking out the puck in your own end?
Yeah, it's a huge help. It's like having a third defenseman back there. Saves us from going back and having to get crushed every time they dump a puck in, or not giving us time to make plays and stuff. So having him back there really helps us out. And I got nothing but kind words to say about Georgie. He's going to be good in this league.
Absolutely. Sam, midway through the third period, you're bumped up to play forward. Is that a tough transition for yourself midway through a game, especially in the third period?
Not really, to be honest. I think, well, he just sometimes calls my names if we're lacking offense. Just tells me to go do my thing, try to create offense. And I just told the guys that I'm playing with, I'm just gonna stick the right wing. Don't count on me coming back. And well, I don't know. It's easy to play with our forwards.
I was going to say, and one of those guys you're going up with is Colby Barlow. You feel, although you're primarily a defenseman, you're on the same power play, and you feel the chemistry's there when you jump up into forward as well.
Yeah, 100%. We're always passing pucks around before the game, practice. We always work on stuff after practice together. Our confidence is definitely growing, and playing with a guy like him is pretty easy. I mean, if I get him a puck, it's 50-50. I'm getting an apple, so I'll take those chances any day.
To be honest with you guys, 2 mistakes were the difference in this contest. They just buried their 2 mistakes that the Owen Sound Attack had that evening. Were you guys pleased with your game overall Saturday against Kitchener Rangers?
Yeah, like I said, you know, anytime you can limit a team to, you know, only 20 shots and not very many grade A's, you're most likely gonna have an opportunity to win the game. So, you know, obviously doing that, we should have probably had, you know, come out with a win. But like I said, we didn't score any goals, so can't win many hockey games like that.
There's a few posts and crossbar mixed in there as well, but also the credit goes out to Marco Constantini. I thought he played a really good game, and it shows Kitchener Rangers went out and got that overage goalie early on in the season with some championship experience. We have to take a quick break here on Attack Wrap. On the other side of the break, we have highlights versus the Barrie Colts, an interview with Sean Tico, and Sam and Nolan are going to take a Tuesday evening quiz along with a spelling bee. You're watching Attack Wrap here on Rogers TV. Attack Rap. Zach Strimner joined alongside Sam Sedley and Nolan Seed of the Owen Sound Attack. Adrian Musso went missing this evening. He's roughing a hockey game, but to his credit, I was sick last week, so he helped fill the show. Guys, thanks for joining us. It's a lot of fun and going to be a lot of laughs here in the second half with the good old spelling bee.
Right on.
Oh, great.
Before we get to that, though, the difference between 6th and 8th is only 3 points. Is this time of the year you guys are maybe even starting to feel some pressure leading the division early on in the year, now dropping to 6th place? You're starting to feel some pressure going into these final few games.
Yeah, for sure. We talk about it in the room all the time. We play 68 games, but at this time of the year, it always seems to kind of come down to 1 or 2 points, which obviously is crazy to think, but just goes to show you how much every game, like how important every game is, and coming down the stretch, hopefully we can get hot and win the right amount of games to get home ice in the playoffs.
Before we go into what's in the helmet, is there a game that sticks out to you guys, just a favorite game that you've had, maybe a goal in the second period for yourself at the Bayshore, that's your specialty, Cedar, and Sam, even a game that you thought you played really well in? Is there a game in the season that stands out to the both of you?
For me, it's probably the one in Barrie. We came back from four goals.
5-1.
Yeah, came back from 5-1 and won in a shootout, I think. Yeah. That was probably my favorite game for sure. I think Georgie came to us before the
Carter George
yeah,
debut, yep.
Georgie came back to the bench before the shootout and kind of said, "Don't worry, boys, I got this," and just saved every shot in the shootout. So that was probably my favorite game.
Yeah, that's definitely one of my favorites. I'm going to say probably the hockey day in Canada, just with all the activities and shenanigans going on.
Lots of shenanigans.
You guys get
on the
interviewed during Ron's live hit there in warm-up?
I did.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
What were some, just curiosity, of course, we're doing the broadcast. What were some of the things he's asking you there?
I actually don't remember.
He was asking me about my warm-up routines and all that stuff. He couldn't keep up.
Anyways, it's time for Grey County's favorite game show on a Tuesday evening, voted by Adrian Musso. What's in the helmet? And before we start with some questions that are actually in the helmet, we have some extras. If you could be an athlete in the world, dead or alive, who would you be?
Meat?
No, who would you be?
Oh,
Tiger Woods, probably.
yeah.
Big golfer. What a lifestyle.
Tiger.
Tiger.
Just lives,
So you're
lives
both
a
big
life.
golf guys.
Yeah.
What do you think, other than hockey, what do you think the other excelled at as a kid? So what did Sam excel at as a kid, and Sam, what did Cedar excel at?
Sam actually excelled at roller hockey.
Oh.
He skills corp on wheels. Check it out.
Yeah. I invented it. Nolan. He's actually big into crokinole. He's got a powerful flick, and I've never beat him, so I have to say that.
What makes the other a great +1 at parties? Said you can start off.
Cedar's got. He's got good boots. He's good on the D floor. He's got.
I think.
Whoa, I'm not done. He's also got a good taste in music. Yeah, I mean, he's your typical college student at a party. That's how we're gonna say it.
For Sam, I think we obviously just bounce off each other pretty good. Sometimes we just feed off each other a little too much, but I think just good chemistry and just life of the party.
So I gotta ask, if you say he has a good taste in music, what's your favorite genre of music?
I'm more of a rap guy, Drake, all that. He's total opposite. He likes the slow girl stuff.
No. Just chill vibes.
Favorite sporting event that you guys watched within the past year?
Probably World Juniors for me. Oh, World Cup too. I actually didn't like it at all, and then I watched the finals. I thought it was cool. Super Bowl we had. There's a lot of good ones.
But the Steelers weren't there.
No, they were not there. Not even close, actually.
Sam, for yourself?
Yeah, same as Nolan. I wasn't really a big soccer guy going into it, but by the time that thing was over, I had myself watching a lot of soccer, so I'm gonna have to say the World Cup.
And Gavin Bryant probably had you guys cheering for Argentina and Lionel Messi.
Yeah,
Yeah, I just did it anyways. He's a pretty good player.
I won't argue with you there. All right, time for some questions for What's in the Helmet. Which member on the team takes the longest to respond to their phone?
Nolan,
No chance.
100%.
Well, I could say sets too.
It's just not true. I'm on it 24/7. This
That
guy's
is
on
true.
it
That is
24/7,
true.
but he doesn't
That is
answer me.
true.
So you just ghost them.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. all
The
time.
common answer on that one's actually Thomas Chafe.
I just never texted him.
Favorite goalie to play against this year in your OHL career, whatever you guys want.
Favorite goalie?
Yep.
Favorite goalie. I'm gonna say Matt Guzda, just because he's a good guy, good friend of ours. Played him last year when he got traded to Barrie, obviously.
I'm gonna say Michael Simpson on Peterborough. I good buddies with him growing up and played the Gold Cup with him back in minor midget, so it's fun going up against him.
Best nickname on the team.
That we can share.
That's TV appropriate, yeah.
I mean Nick Chenard has a lot.
That's a lot.
Yeah, he's got Rick, Ricky, Doug.
Doug.
That's honestly probably the best because people actually, when he first got there, I forget which guy it was in our
McMaster.
team.
It was McMaster,
Thought his name
yeah.
was Rick. So that's probably the best.
He does
one,
look like
honestly.
a Rick.
He does, yeah. Or Doug.
Yeah, Doug.
Favorite road arena to play in?
What do you think?
I'm saying Kitchener. The odd.
The odd.
I used to say London, but that place sucks now.
Yeah. Yeah. For me, probably anytime I can get home to play in Kingston, it's probably my favorite.
What's your go-to song on Spotify right now? Or Apple Music, whatever you guys use.
I like that. What's that new Morgan Wallen song I like?
Last night?
Yeah, Last Night.
Yeah, I'm gonna double down on that one.
So he doesn't even know what his favorite song is.
No, he does like some of them, the ones I give him for sure.
What else do we got here? Go-to late night snack.
Popcorn, 100%. Extra butter, extra cheese, extra salt.
Just load it up. We won't tell Andy Browner.
No. Won't tell plates. That'll be on the assault bike.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe for me, like my billet mom makes just all the good stuff. So anything that she's making, she's always changing it up. So anything that she's making.
Feel free to bring it to the rink once in a while.
Yeah,
Shout
no
out
worries.
Kelly.
Shout out Kelly.
What's your number one superstition? Or if you got a whole list,
He's
go through
got
the whole list.
100 million of them.
I wouldn't say they're superstitions. I say they're my routine. Oh my God. You probably can't go through them all, but all your left equipment for your right.
Oh, I do that one too.
Same pregame meal. Take my stick. After I do all the stick handling stuff, and I don't know. You guys don't worry about it.
Okay, so what's your pregame meal, both of you guys?
Chicken and pasta.
I switch it up all the time, depending on how I'm playing or how the team's doing.
I like that. Who's always the last to the rink?
Denny Gore
Denny
and
Gore and
Caleb
Caleb
Lawrence.
Favorite movie?
I recently this summer got into all the Marvel movies, and Guardians of the Galaxy, the first one, is probably my favorite.
Not a big movie guy.
Okay, I'll alter the question for you. Favorite video game?
Favorite video game?
Oh, yeah.
Nice. I'm a big Fortnite guy.
Still?
Still.
All right, here it is. We were talking about it earlier. Bench cut, Crosby, McKinnon, McDavid, go.
I'm cutting Crosby.
I'm cutting McKinnon. Starting,
I'm starting McJesus.
yeah, you gotta.
Player you wouldn't want to be stuck in a car with for more than 2 hours?
Steiner. He smells.
I want to come up with like an original one. Who's got bad music?
Like, you can't go wrong with Doug.
Yeah, maybe Rick.
Doug's got bad
But he's fun to
views.
fire up, you know.
True, true.
I hate to tell you, but that's the most common one that
Yeah,
we
he's
get.
fun to fire up.
Two more. Who's your favorite NHL player right now?
Right now. You go.
I know who yours is. Mine is Josh Morrissey.
I got a bunch. As a D-man, I'm going to say Rasmus Dahlin. But as a hockey fan, I like Zegras, Tim Stützle, all the young
All the
studs,
youngsters?
basically. yeah.
Okay, so to follow up to the Zegras part, when are you pulling off to Michigan? Maybe not list late in the
I
year.
thought you
but
were gonna do it last game. Honestly, I think you were thinking about it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's whenever I find myself behind the net, I guess.
And finally, the best one that we got, celebrity crush.
Ooh, depends on.
I'm going to say Livy Dunn.
I'm gonna say Margot Robbie.
There we have it. What's in the helmet? The final edition with Nolan Seed and Sam Sedley. What's in the helmet? The Owen Sound Attack completed their 3-3 Sunday afternoon against the Barrie Colts. Let's take a look at the highlights from Sunday.
Kicks out, and Veerling has a break. Here's Veerling coming in to the backhand. Steen got the stick on him. Delayed penalty. Will it be a penalty shot? It is. The shooters are 12 for 45. Evan Veerling, penalty shot opportunity, looking to break the ice this afternoon. Deeks to the backhand, and he scores. Slick, slick, slick. Evan Veerling opens the scoring. So after all that, lots of time came off the clock, but the Colts still keep it in the zone. Veerling, side of the net. Frasca taking a look, throws it in front, they score. Cardwell coming right to the goal, puts it home. A power play marker makes it 2-0. It is Barlow and Tersini. Colby Barlow, quick shot, scores! Colby Barlow gets the attack on the board. Nice effort. Here is Savard, drops for Akey, across now to McDonald, a shot to the net, saves. Chenard got a piece, does get up to Colby Barlow, stops up, sees Tails Jordan, finds him, Jordan the shot, scores! Now Caleb Lawrence for Colby Barlow. Bouncing puck got through his stick. Now Brant Clark up the middle. Veerling's got another breakaway. Here is Veerling on the backhand. He scores. Second of the afternoon. A quick reply puts the Colts back up by a pair. Here's a chance for Hookie. Passed off by him. James Petrosky will leave the puck now for Landon Hookie. Owen Sound trying to stay in the offensive zone here for a bit. Lawrence with a shot. He scores. Caleb Lawrence picks the corner, and the attack trimmed the lead. And Frasca is able to scoop it up. Frasca will skate, and from center, he'll snap a pass to Ethan Cardwell. Rink wide, Veerling stepping in, drags, fires, he scores! There's the hat trick. Veerling's got 3 on the afternoon, and the Colts lead 5-3. Stepped in, Owen Sound's got a 3-on-1 shorthanded. Gaindon, pass across, Burrows denied by Thornton. What a save coming across by Anson Thornton. Now out in front, Jordan out of midair is also denied. So Owen Sound, shorthanded, but finding opportunities. Anson Thornton makes a couple of big-time saves. Gore drags, and a diving Jelsma breaks it up. Now here come the Colts the other way. Numbers clearly on their side. Cardwell waits, passes, comes back to him, he scores. You just knew the Colts were gonna finish there, as they now lead 6-3, and Ethan Cardwell has a pair on the afternoon. The Barrie Colts with a big road victory here this afternoon at the Bayshore. They top the attack 6-3, thanks in large part to a hat trick and 5 points total from Evan Veerling.
A 5-point performance from Evan Veerling seals the deal for the Barrie Colts, a 6-3 defeat over the Owen Sound Attack Sunday afternoon. Sunday afternoon's key there. It's the final skate with the fans this season. That one mean a little bit more to you guys, seeing as it's the final one of the year?
Yeah, obviously pretty tough that we didn't, get the win for them. But, skating with the kids and the fans after the game is always, obviously special for them. And I think you just got to put yourself in their shoes. And, we were all those kids at one point in our lives. And, it's obviously really fun for us as well. But just glad that we can do that for them.
I find that the Barrie Colts really just force you guys to dump the puck in. You dump it in, and then Brant Clark or Bo Akey's right back there to help break it out. Was those really one of those really tight checking games for you guys where they didn't really allow you to do much and more or less you had to beat them in transition?
Yeah, I think so. And I think when we try to do too much, it turned into them getting scoring opportunities. And I think the biggest thing was they capitalized on their chances more than we capitalized on ours. And at the end of the day, that's where it really matters. They score more goals than us, and we win the game.
Tejas Jordan, 2 goals on the season now. I think he scored his first one against the Windsor Spitfires earlier on this year. When you see a guy like Tejas, always sacrificing the body for you guys, especially on the penalty kill, one of those feel-good moments when Tejas finds the back of the net.
Yeah, it's always, exciting. He's obviously really excited when he scores, but everybody else is just as excited for him just because he's always, like you said, he's always, doing the little things that, maybe go unnoticed by fans and stuff. But, we always, notice, and so do the coaches, and it's always nice to see him put one in.
Now, we'll pull up the upcoming schedule later on in the show, but just 10 games left before the playoffs, and you've got the second most playoff experience on the team behind James Petrosky, who went on that run with Flint last year. What will be some of your messages, yourself included, Sam, messages for the rookies come playoff time?
They're getting a small dose of it right now, but obviously it's that much, bigger and brighter when the playoffs actually do come. Our playoff series last year in Flint was, it was a bloodbath, and, something that, our team really hasn't experienced yet this year. But, I'm really confident in our guys, and I'm really confident in our coaching staff, and just in, that will come to play come playoff time. And, I think, a lot of teams, or a lot of people are counting us out, but, we're really confident in the room and that we can go on a run. And I just think it's just the belief that that we need to have, and if we have that, I think we'll be good to go.
Sam, I just want to get your thoughts. Last year, first playoff series for yourself. What do you remember against that series last year against Flint?
Yeah, it was definitely a different animal. I think especially playing in Flint, very loud building against a big gritty team. It was your typical playoff series. I think 7 games, tight checking back and forth. So it's fun, and I'm looking forward to it this year.
Actually, let's now take a chance to pull up the upcoming schedule for the Owen Sound Attack. Just 10 games left on the season, and it starts tomorrow evening against the North Bay Battalion, Friday against Kitchener Rangers, and then Saturday home to the Oshawa Generals. You guys take a look at the screen there. Sarnia is later on in the year a potential playoff opponent for you guys as well. These final 10 games in the regular season might be the biggest stretch of hockey you guys play this year, and there's some really tough opponents that you're going to have to go up against. But if you get victories against teams like Kitchener, Sarnia, Barrie, it really creates some momentum for the team going into round 1.
Yeah, I think it's obviously a good schedule to lead us into playoffs, playing some teams that are, going to be gearing up to go on a run themselves, and it'll be a good test for us and our guys, and we're ready for it.
You got a special connection in tomorrow night's game, Kyle Jackson of the North Bay Battalion. I'm sure this is one that you've had circled on your calendar for a while.
Yeah, for sure. We grew up playing together all the way up, and I spend my summers at his place, and obviously my best buddy, and sucks we only get to play them twice a year, but it'll be fun. Should be good.
Following Sunday afternoon's game, Mark McKelvey stood alongside Sean Tickle for an interview post-game.
Mark McKelvey standing ringside following the Owen Sound Attack 6-3 loss to the Barrie Colts, joined by assistant coach Sean Tickle. And coach, another tough one here today, back-to-back home losses this weekend. On Saturday night, shut out. Today you guys do get 3 goals, but it's kind of been up and down with the production when it comes to the offense. I have to imagine it's been pretty frustrating as of late.
Yeah, it definitely is frustrating. Our top 6 has kind of gone a little bit cold now all at the same time, which is a little bit strange for us, and it's something that we're not used to right now, but we got to find a way to create some offense. We got to find some way to sustain ozone time, and we got to play some big man hockey and wear some teams down. We're a little one and done right now, and we're a rush team right now, and we got to find a way to be more sustained ozone.
What'd you see on Sunday afternoon against the Colts? Just felt like they were kind of smothering you guys a lot. You got a couple goals off the rush, but this is a Barrie team that's pretty veteran heavy, and it seemed like they kind of played that style of game.
Yeah, they're a team that's gone all in, right? They put all their chips in, and they're going for it this year. But, you know, I think at times we held our own. We only give up 11 scoring chances, and, you know, for us that's pretty much championship level defense, right? And we just got to find a way to capitalize on some opportunities here and get some goals that we need.
Obviously, you guys want to be playing your best hockey when you get to the postseason. You're going into your final 10 games. How crucial is it right now to get things figured out right away, or is this a case of if you're peaking come the final few games going into the postseason, you guys will be feeling pretty good?
Yeah, we just kind of talked about that in the coaches' room a little bit. You know, our last 10 games is kind of what we want to use. You know, we're going into the last 10 games. We're going into playoffs. You know, 7-3 out of our last 10. We're on the right track, right? So that's kind of the way we want to look at it right now. We want to make some short-term goals for our guys and find a way to find some good feelings before we get into the playoffs here.
I'd have to imagine one of those goals is to try and get home ice for the first round. There's several teams all right in the mix. I mean, if you look at the standings right now, 4 through 8 could all really change over the course of a couple of games. How much are you watching right now the results on a day-to-day basis?
Yeah, for us as coaches, we definitely stare at those all day. It's definitely something that we want and we need, and we want to have home ice. You know, we truly believe that being at the Bayshore here, we definitely have an advantage, so it's definitely something that we want to do.
All right, well, another 3 games coming up this week. We wish you the best of luck, and thanks for doing this.
Thanks so much, Mark.
All right, the Attack back in action Wednesday night in North Bay.
Big thank you to Mark McKelvey and assistant coach Sean Teagle joining themselves Sunday afternoon following the conclusion of the game against the Barrie Colts. Nolan, I was just talking to you off camera there, and an opportunity for Mom to maybe watch one of your final games in Owen Sound. What was that like to have her here this weekend?
It was awesome. You know, living, you know, closer to Kingston and Ottawa, you know, it's about 6 hours. So it's a tough drive to make quite often. So, you know, she came down with her and 3 of her closest friends, and yeah, it was a good time. It's nice to have them down.
One final question before we start the spelling bee and the quiz. You both live close to Ontario Hockey League markets. Maybe just going back as a kid, who's 1 or 2 players that you really enjoyed watching, whether it was a hometown team, kid, or an opposing player?
We were actually just talking about this the other day. As me being in London, I saw a bunch of really good players. Max Domi, Marner, Tkachuk. You can keep going down the list. A bunch of all-stars on the NHL right now, so I was very pleased to go to the Budweiser Gardens every Friday night.
For me, one of my buddy's friends was his dad was Coach Peterborough, and they had Nick Ritchie on their team. And one game we went to watch him in Kingston. He had 5 rips, so proud of him. It's a lot of goals in one game.
All right, boys, we only have 5 minutes left. Sam Sedley was trying to take a peek at my sheet there while the interview was being shown with Sean Teagle.
You're not cheating, you're not trying.
You guys want to start with the spelling bee or the quiz? You guys tell me, what are we starting with?
You're the boss, bud.
Whatever.
All right, let's do the spelling bee first. We're gonna start easy, and then we'll make our way up there. First one's simple. You don't have to give me the first name. Just Gavin Bryant.
The last name?
Just the last name.
Oh, okay.
Show the cameras.
It's just money.
Yep, 1 for 1.
Money. Perfect. Got erasers?
No, you got your.
Just the old pause, eh?
Sawyer.
Oh, you're not getting this one, Seds.
Actually, this is so bad.
We're only on number 2 sets.
This is so bad. There's no you, right?
There's no you.
No.
You show the camera first. What do you got? You forgot the Y. You were close. Cedar's 2 for 2.
I'm just not thinking right now.
Okay.
I'll dial it.
One of your
That's my
netminders.
one freebie.
One of your netminders. Votary.
Nice
You're
kid.
good.
Let's go.
Now, Adrian likes to stick to the current roster. We're mixing in some players that you've played with during both your times here in Owen Sound. The next one, and I believe he just started out in the got an AHL contract, Andrew Parrott.
think it's 2 T's.
It is 2 T's.
Let's go.
Matthew Struthers.
Oh, it's big A. That's my guy.
Like,
Sound it out, buds.
like,
Yeah,
you're
nice
good.
kid.
let's go.
Playing at in Toronto this year in some university hockey, William Portocalis.
Okay. Nice kid.
It was just the one mistake that he's made so far. You're doing
Yeah,
well.
it's because he's American. Like, threw me off of it.
Finally, Stepan Makachek.
Ooh, all right. I got it.
Cedar, you got this one. Just
So
Cedar.
you got to. You're gonna go for it. Okay.
No,
I'm actually not even
gonna
like
go
100%
for it.
sure, but I'm pretty sure it's that.
Macachek.
Yeah,
Cedar, you're perfect.
Thanks,
he's a
buds.
nerd.
Appreciate it.
He's
2
a-
minutes. We got to make this quiz fast. Some Ontario Hockey League trivia for the both of you. How many games has Nolan Seed played in? How many games has Sam Sedley played in? So you answer for Seds.
I'm just doing like that.
I'll give you 3. Cedars played 208. Seds.
Oh, I didn't even answer.
Wait, what's
Yeah.
going on, sir?
Yeah.
You just have to answer how many games the opposing guys played for.
Did you just give me the answer?
I did because I thought
Yeah.
he's going for it here.
Yeah.
And you're probably...
I actually have no idea.
150?
162. This one's a good one. How many Ontario Hockey League PIMs?
Well,
Total?
Total, your OHL careers.
Okay, mine probably...
You just have to answer for Seds.
Oh, okay. I'm going to say 60.
134 for Nolan Seed
That was pretty good, man.
and
Wow.
77 for Sam.
that's got to be some points.
And this
for
one's
me.
a good one. I enjoyed looking up the stat. How many face-offs has the other player won? And he has taken face-offs in the OHL.
Has he won any?
That's up for you to tell me.
I actually don't think I have, but I'm gonna say Seds took a lot last year. He took 50, probably won. I'm gonna say 25.
Low cut him. Sam Sedley's 168. Nolan or
my
Sam
God.
Sedley, you're correct with 1. Boys, it was a lot. It was a lot of fun. We got to
I
cut
don't
the
even
quiz.
remember that.
Got to cut the quiz short there. Best of luck in the playoffs, and thanks for joining me here
Thanks.
this evening.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Sam Sedley and Nolan Seed of the Owen Sound Attack next week. Colby Barlow and Ben Cormier here on Attack Wrap on Rogers TV.